Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to the SFIL version of the Brew Crew podcast Advent Calendar. This is day 23. Wow. Day 23, everyone. That's like really close to the finish line. We're really down to the nitty gritty here. We got today and one day left after this, and then Christmas, and the shooting match is over. So, anyway, it's with fondness that I think back along the last 23 days and with a little pang of remorse that we're going to be parting ways and ending the Advent Calendar Brew Crew podcasts. But today's version we're going to celebrate because today's offering is something from Grainworks called Old Ghosts. I have no idea what kind of beer this is, but it was a selection on tap at the Barrel House, who hosted all of this and helped put this together for us so graciously. They did such an awesome job, didn't they, guys? Everyone who participated. It's just been really wonderful to have such a broad smattering of different styles of beer throughout these last 23 days. But anyway, Grainworks today, Old Ghosts, 7.8%. And that is the extent of my knowledge about this beer. I haven't looked it up. I haven't done any research. Don't know where it's from exactly. But I'm excited to try it. 7.8%. So a little higher alcoholic content. It's going to probably be a little sweeter beer, a little more hefty beer, I'm guessing. And here we go. So for those of you who are joining me, the countdown is 3, 2, 1. That didn't even have a pop or a fizz to it. Oh, and I just spilled all over myself. Oh, wow. Now that's interesting. Now that is really interesting. So what I'm getting, before I even taste it, what I'm getting. So yesterday on day 23, we tasted a beer that was supposed to be a pumpernickel infused flavored beer. That was that was 2 days ago, the winter lager. It was on day 22, 21. I'm getting my days all mixed up here. But that beer didn't really have the sort of bready, yeasty qualities that I would expect with something labeling itself as pumpernickel. This, however, I'm definitely smelling a yeast, kind of a bready, warm pumpernickel sort of a smell to it. And a lot of other things too. There's some sweetness in there. I'm smelling caramel. Wow. And a lot of other things too. So I'm excited. I'm going to take a drink of this right now. Wow. Oh yeah, I'm tasting caramel, a lot of caramel. Um, it's very sweet. A little hint of chocolate maybe, but not too much. But definitely a real sort of a dark bread, rye, pumpernickel kind of a flavoring. Mm. And there's something else in there. I'm trying to put my finger on it too. It's very, very good. Can't describe the can art for you, obviously, because it was poured on tap. But I can tell you this: I really like this a lot. It's sweeter. It's a sweeter beer, and uh, not real hoppy. It doesn't have a lot of. It's not bitter at all. as far as the hop bite goes. So the concentration and focus in the brewing of this was clearly on the maltiness, because it's got a lot of malt sugars in it, a lot of residual sugars I'm tasting. I don't know if it's been infused with some milk lactose or something like that. It does taste kind of creamy to me, and it's very sweet. So there's a lot of residual sugar in there. Whether those are just unfermentable sugars out of the brewing process or whether those are additive, I don't know exactly. But it makes for a sweeter beer, and I would say it's leaning towards on the balance scale of bitter to sweet. I would say it's leaning much more towards the sweet side of this. So wouldn't be the kind of beer that I would go in and drink a lot of. It's one of those things that you can drink maybe one drink of this, and it would be so filling and so rich from the sweetness of it that you'd probably not want to drink more of it. I say that, but it's not overly sweet either, right? And we've had some brews that have been really sweet, almost overpoweringly sweet. Last weekend, we went out, met some friends out at King's Table. We tried some very new things there. For those who haven't been there, it's fabulous. They have 57 different brews on tap. I'd never heard of any of them, I don't think. A lot of them are local. Most of them are microbrewed, and every different style and flavor you can possibly imagine, and they were wonderful. But there was one in particular that that one of us tried that was super sweet and way too sweet for anyone's flavor. That's not this. This is sweet, but not overpoweringly so. So at least from my perspective. However, having said that, again, I wouldn't drink more than probably one of these at a time, because they're just it's just very sweet and filling. So I like this a lot. Grainworks, solid grog, makers of solid offerings of grog. Grog, Grainworks, Old Ghost. Get it? Anyway, sorry. Well, for me, I'm going to give this I think a 3.5. I like it. It's good. It's not for my style, it's not the best that I've had over this past 23 days. However, it's good, and I would drink it again, and I would buy it again. So I wouldn't drive for it. So it's not in the 5 point territory. It's not a home run that I would rave about for the style. But I like it. I like it a lot. It's got some portery characteristics to it, but it's almost lighter than a porter a little bit too. So it's almost kind of bordering a brown ale maybe, kind of a thing. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm going to have to look it up now and see how far off I am. But that's what I'm thinking. It's kind of porterish in the sweetness factor of it, and the caramel notes and that sort of thing. It's not heavy on the coffee and chocolate notes like you get a lot of times in a porter. There's some of that, but it's much more caramel is really prevalent in this. I'm just still tasting that on my tongue here, and definitely the breadiness of the yeast. Some guys don't like that. I kind of like that. I mean, if it's too much, then it's been bad brewing. But that's not this. This is just imparting some of that beautiful, wonderful, bread-like notes to it, which really goes well. So I like it. Again, 3.5 for me. I was kind of leaning toward between 3.5 and 3.75, and I just decided on landing on 3.5. So that's my score, and I'm sticking to it. John tells me I don't have a choice. Whatever my first score is, that's the choice. So it's a 3.5 for me. Anyway, that's it for day 23 from SFIL. Hope you guys are having a great day, and we will see you tomorrow on New Year's Eve day, the last day of our Advent calendar extravaganza. So thanks, guys. It's been a blast. I've had a lot of fun during this podcast this whole time. And the adventure of going through all this together with you guys was really a lot of fun. So thanks a lot. I appreciate it. It was fun. I'm looking forward to our next adventure, whatever that might be, whatever Matt and John have cooked up. So enjoy the day, enjoy the evening, and we'll see you tomorrow on Christmas Eve. Thanks, guys.